Australia hits magnificent milestone with 80% rate of vaccinations.
Here's a summary of the article.
Melbourne, November 6. Australia reached on Saturday a full inoculation rate of 80% of those aged 16 and older, which Prime Minister Scott Morrison called a magnificent milestone on the path to becoming one of the world's most vaccinated countries against COVID-19. Once a champion of a COVID-0 strategy to manage the pandemic, the country of 25 million has moved towards living with the virus through extensive vaccinations, as the Delta variant has proven too infectious to suppress. Another magnificent milestone, Australia, Morrison said in a video post on Facebook. While vaccinations remain voluntary on the federal level, Australia's states and territories introduced mandatory measures for many occupations and workers. On Monday, Australia eased international border curbs for the first time during the pandemic, but only for vaccinated people from highly inoculated states. Media said about 3,000 people gathered for a peaceful protest against vaccine mandate protests in Melbourne, the capital of the southeastern state of Victoria, which spent nearly 9 months in 6 lockdowns through the pandemic. Australia has seen frequent, occasionally violent anti-vaccine rallies during the past few months, but the movement remains small, with polls showing the numbers of those who oppose vaccinations are in the single digits across the nation. Nearly 90% of eligible people have been fully vaccinated in the most populous state of New South Wales, and almost 95% in the capital Canberra, but this figure drops to just 65% in the sparsely populated Northern Territory and Western Australia.
This post received a score of 40,000, with an upvote ratio of 81%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
80% 16 plus. The rate for the whole population is 66%. Edit. I'm just saying this for clarification. Some nations are boasting 80+% total vaccinations. Australia isn't there yet, but hopefully is only a few more weeks away. If you're one of those frantically typing a semi-coherent accusation of my supposed agenda based on things I never said nor implied, please save your efforts for something more productive.
For reference, the USA vaccination rate for the whole population is 58.3%.
So, does that mean 153 million people are not vaccinated in the US and 8.6 million people aren't vaccinated in Australia?
That's a lot of human wood for COVID to burn through. If only there was some precaution we could take.
Hey, Australian here, and I want to give an insight into our numbers. First of all, this data is for those who are 16 and above who are double-dosed. Our single-dosed for 16 is 89.2%. Secondly, the government is still yet to allow for children under 12 to take the vaccine, which is a sizable chunk of the population, which explains why the population as a whole is only 66%. Once the kids under 12 are allowed to take the vaccine, I expect and hope that those numbers go up. While there are some dumb cunts who don't believe in the vaccine, the majority of Australia is normal, and as a whole the anti-vax community is small.
Greater than the majority of Australia is normal, and as a whole the anti-vax community is small. Yet our media loves giving them oxygen because they know it'll draw rage clicks.
My brothers-in-law in Canada are like this, sending us videos of Australia becoming a police state, and you just can't get through to these morons. It's like, hello, we fucking live here, we can tell you it's not happening.
Canadian here, most of us don't think that way, just thought I'd throw that in there.
The vaccine rollout was left in the hands of our state premiers, while our Prime Minister sat back and took praise whenever a state succeeded and scolded those that didn't. Coincidentally, a few days later it was announced that Australia would get a massive shipment of vaccines, the largest we've ever gotten. Kevin Rudd, the guy who made the phone, doesn't want to take credit and doesn't want to be associated with our government's fucked response to COVID. Seeing as Scotty from marketing is appearing in international news more and more, I'd thought I share this.
Man, Rudd really helped us out on that one.
He may be a cunt to work with, but at least he has some integrity.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.